and not an employee. I'm just a customer with a detailed and itemized map of the entire store. When I was at university, I took a women's studies course. We had a paper to write about the gender differences within the toy industry and early childhood development. My childhood dream of spending 3.5 hours in a toy store was way less fun when I realized it as an adult. For our paper, we had to go to a toy store and make a detailed map of the entire store, which sections were next to which other sections, etc. Then we had to go and find 2 items in each section and rate them on for different criteria. Finally, we had to go and ask a store employee to give advice on what toy we should get for a fictional 4-year-old boy or girl. I went to a now bankrupt big box toy store. I had a clipboard and first went around and made a detailed map of the store. Then I went back and created my itemized list and started categorizing the toys per section in each of the 4 criteria. As you can imagine, this took quite a while. Occasionally, as I was doing my task, people would ask me questions. Now, since I just made a map, I was able to answer quite a few of their questions. The stuffed animals, ma'am. That's all 4, right next to the doll houses. We're looking for a microscope. Why, that would be in educational toys. In the far right corner of the store next to the grow your own crystal set. One customer asked where the tricycles were, and then where the 2-wheeled bicycles were, and I promptly told them the difference between each section. They came back and asked me if I could get a different color from the back. I had to explain that I didn't actually work there and I was just a student doing the project. They rolled their eyes and laughed and I could tell that they thought I was just a lazy employee with a clipboard.
Beware, IDWH cuts both ways. I saw this Reddit the other day on YouTube. Now I must read them all. Past me equals me. P equals prick. The story. I had just finished playing a few hours of Demon's Souls when my minpin started to beg for some attention. It was around 3 p.m., so she was prob hungry. I grabbed my keys and drove a few blocks to my local Vons. I just needed puppy food and a bottle of Tapati hot sauce to complete my shopping for today. I live in famous city in southern CA that has a zoo, fish zoo, and wild zoo with no cages. I grabbed the puppy food first, then headed for my hot sauce. As luck would have it, there was only one left, but it was on the top shelf and in the back corner. I'm 5'10" and I have a pretty good reach, but this one was a bit too far for me. I looked around for an employee but could not find one. I decided to just hang tight and simply ask a normal customer that was tall if they would not mind lending me a hand. The first guy that walks by my area happened to be tall, and I decided to ask for help. "Hi, sorry to bother you." I get cut off. I don't work here. Now I think to myself, don't end up on Reddit. So I quickly say, "Sorry, I know you don't work here. I was just wondering if you would be so kind as to lend me a hand. You are taller than I, and I am not able to reach a bottle. Would you be able to assist me?" I figured that if I told him I understood that he is not an employee, and I am simply asking for a quick hand from another human being, he may be cool with it. Wrong. In the douchiest way possible. Hell no. Okay, no worries, thank you. I figured he is under no obligation to help me. Don't be rude. Don't say anything else. Next person that walks by, same question. They say sure, no sweat, and hand me the bottle. I thank them for the help, and off I go to pay for everything. The 15 items or less line was long, so it took me a bit to get out the store. When I get to my car, P was struggling to open the trunk of his car and not drop all his groceries. He had tried to carry a bunch of bags on both arms and also carry a few boxes on top, using his chin to hold it down. He was a few moments away from toppling over and losing his eggs and fruits bag when he noticed someone nearby, me, and said, "Quick, I'm about to lose my grip. Please help." I stopped and turned my head until he saw me, and I am guessing he knew what was coming from his expression. Me. "I don't work here." I unlocked my car, and as I was getting in, I heard something hit the floor, and he started yelling something. I don't know that he said because I was too busy not giving a single F about that prick. I did see on my rearview mirror his eggs were on the ground splattered, and some fruit rolling away under some nearby cars. You don't want to help a person. That's fine. Just don't expect help in return. Edit. Thank you all for tip about indent thing. I fixed it. Also, sorry for long post and any other errors. I am writing on phone. BTW, this happened yesterday. That's why I had so much detail.
A soldier, not a store employee. Inspired by the U.S. Navy sailor's story, here is one of my stories. A mobile, so please excuse any weird formatting. TLDR, I help an old lady while wearing a military uniform. And dumb lady gets big mad when I also don't help her and gets escorted out by a manager. Manager then gives me discount after I do my shopping. For this particular story, I was actually in uniform, which makes the whole situation all the more weird. Canadian working uniform for the Army is a digital camouflage pattern called CADPAT. Pretty unique and identifiable. The store I was in wears black pants with tannish collared shirts. In the story we have me old lady, old dumb lady, DL, and store manager, FM. I had just gotten off from work and was on my way home and stopped for groceries. Our command lets us stop in uniform on the way home to do this. This yet was a visual recruiting tactic and lets people know that we are in the community. I'm a reservist artillery soldier. As I was looking at milk trying to decide what to buy, a little old lady came up to me and asked for help. What threw me off initially was the fact she used my rank, gunner, artillery for private. She explained that her grandson was a bombardier, artillery for corporal, in a regular force artillery regiment. She was struggling lifting the milk bags. I decided I would help her shop and get her groceries at least into her ride for her. I spent a good 45 minutes with her helping her shop around. The interaction with the dumb lady came as the old lady was checking out. BL, now that you're done you can get my things for me. B, sorry ma'am, but I don't work here and I have my own shopping to do. I'm sure one of the bag boys or stockers could help you out. DL, you clearly work here. You got all that old bad stuff for her. Now I demand you help me. L, he really isn't an employee. He's a soldier just helping an old woman with some shopping. DL, I don't care what he says he is. He clearly knows the store, so he must work here. You were done shopping, so he can help me now. She was getting louder now and attracting attention. B, ma'am, I really don't work here. If you could lower your voice, I could help you find an employer if you really need some assistance. DL, don't you tell me what to do, boy. Now manager has shown up due to the commotion. SM, good afternoon. Is there anything I can help you out with? DL, yes, this boy is refusing to help me after he helped another customer. This is terrible customer service and he should be fired. IL, he clearly doesn't work here. He's a gunner in the Canadian Armed Forces. He is wearing a military uniform and everything. SM, he definitely doesn't work here. We don't have any soldiers that work in this store. Even reservists, which I assume he is. DL, you all have terrible customer service. Haven't you ever heard of the customer is always right? I'm calling corporate and I will never shop here again. SM, that is perfectly fine. The door is right this way. He then escorted the dumb lady outside, with her yelling the whole way. IL, well, that's enough excitement for this old woman. Hopefully the rest of your day is much more peaceful. I'll have my son come pick me up. Go do your shopping, and thanks for helping me. Be any time, ma'am, and tell your grandson thanks from Gunner SG Canadian with the redacted regiment. I then went and finished my shopping and wanted to get the hell out of there. The store manager was waiting for me at the front and opened a register for me to check out. He gave me the store employee discount too, saying, "You clearly work here after all," with an accompanying wink and laugh. He then told me he was a reservist while going through university and thanked me for what I did.
There's always one Target employee that wears a blue polo instead of red each day. So I just found this sub and it's hilarious. I can't help but to share my story. It may not be up to par, but I always laugh to myself when I think about it. This was about 12 years or so ago, so I was about 20. I was on the phone with my then wife and walking through Target doing some Christmas shopping. I was wearing a dark blue polo shirt and charcoal slacks, relevant for later. As I'm walking through the media section, CDs, books, magazines, and DVD section. Two older women are seemingly trying to find something. They see me walking by, and as I walk past, I hear a sir, sir. I kept walking because I figured it wasn't directed to me. I was on the phone and was doing my own shopping. I found what I was looking for, and so I looped back the other way to head to another section of the store. I worked at a restaurant at the time, and I also hate being in stores in general, so I walked pretty quickly. Hey, here behind me, excuse me, sir. This kinda stopped me in my tracks, as it probably would most hearing someone suddenly shout in a public place. I turn and she is looking dead at me and says, "Can I get some help over here?" I tell my wife to hold for a second, and I go over to see what she wants. She tells me she's looking for some sort of lamp, so I tell her that the lamps are in the decor section, not in the DVD aisle. Weird, right? And then continue with my call with my wife and with shopping. I finally pass this lady one last time as I am leaving the store. This time I am no longer on the phone. Well, I found what I was looking for. It wasn't where you said it was. I was sincerely confused by this woman. First off, she was in the decor section, where I had directed her, and second, if she had found what she wanted, why even comment? So it's at this point I finally decide to tell her, "Ma'am, I don't work here. I'm sorry I didn't help you better." She stood there blank-eyed and confused. "You don't?" "No, ma'am. You haven't ever noticed the employees here all wear red shirts and khakis, or that I was on my cell phone? Have a good day, ma'am. I'm glad you found your lamp, lol." For the sake of all safety, I hope someone else had driven her to the store, because I really don't like the idea of her being out on the road behind the wheel. Edit. I really did not expect this to blow up like this, lol. Thanks, y'all.
Which voice did you like the most? Let me know in the comments.